Cheers.
Cheers.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Between Two Pints. I'm your host Rob, and with me today is Jenny Duffy.
Hello.
Jenny, you are a dancer and aren't you also an accountant?
I am also an accountant, yes.
Excellent, a dancing accountant?
Mm-hmm.
And you're here today to talk about a very exciting show.
I am. I'm here to talk about the live Game of Thrones show, Hodor Strikes Back.
Which is why we're dressed the way we're dressed.
Yes.
Actually, we just dress like this normally.
Yeah, it's an average Tuesday.
Yeah,
good.
Yeah, this is how we dress up in Canada on Tuesday. I was just sitting down to some editing. This is my editing outfit.
Totally normal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Jenny, this is really cool. You were actually telling me while we were picking up our fine drinks how you actually got in this show.
Yes. Well, the show has been running for several years now, and I saw it last year at the Rio Theater, and it blew my mind. It was amazing, and I said, I want to be in that show next year.
And you're in the show this year.
I am. So what I did was I added everybody who was in the show on Facebook, and I stalked them, and I let it be known that I really badly wanted a role on the show this year. So after some finessing and some smooth talking, they gave me a shot at it. So I'm humbly here, and it's been a real ride. It's been pretty amazing so far.
Well, let's get down to the nitty-gritty details of the show before we go any further. Why don't you tell us when the show's playing and where?
The show is going to be playing April 1st and 2nd at the Rio Theater.
Which is in Vancouver, British Columbia.
Mm-hmm.
So unless you're willing to make the journey, it's probably too late. Also in the year 2016.
Yes.
Well, you managed to make it in the show on your own gumption. That's certainly commendable, and I'm sure a lot of viewers are impressed by that. I know I am. But why don't you tell us a little about the show? Is it an improv show? Is it a magic show? Is it a dance show?
It is a gargantuan spectacle. Sorry. There is this wine is really strong. There is burlesque. There's live action fighting. There's fire dancing. There's magical balls.
Ooh, everybody loves magical balls.
If you're a fan of magical balls, come and see the show. There's comedy. It's raunchy. It's daring. It's exciting. It's the perfect thing to do on a Friday or Saturday night.
And it's at the Rio, which is one of my favorite movie theaters, as well as live performance venues. They have wonderful alcoholic beverages for adults and delicious grilled cheese sandwiches.
Yes, absolutely. That's a good point to bring up. You must be 19 plus to see the show. It's an adult show. As you can imagine, it's based on Game of Thrones, which is sex and violence. So that's pretty much what you can expect.
That's awesome. So what do you do in the show?
I will be portraying Ilaria Sand. So she is Oberyn Martell's lover, and also the mother of the Sand Snakes. So we're introduced to them in season 5. Oberyn Martell has 3 deadly daughters who are trained in the art of swordplay and how to kill a man, and perhaps how to poison a man.
So basically you in real life.
Yes. Yeah, so we're going to, basically show the audience an intimate peek into the world of Westeros and Dorne and give them a perspective that you probably wouldn't get from the show.
And you have, you were telling me your necklace is actually something special besides being awesome.
So the poisoned dagger of Ashai figures very prominently in one of the episodes in season 5. So we use that as a jumping off point in the routine that I'm in. So
that's
a lot of fun.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me more about this swordplay.
Well, we have been training for the last 5 weeks at a very fantastic facility called Blood and Iron.
Oh, I've heard of them. Aren't they in New Westminster?
Yes, they are. They're in New West on 8 Edmonds. And what they do is they train actors for stunts and fighting for the television and film industry and also for live theater.
Wow, that's really, really cool.
Yes, and it's pretty spectacular, the learning curve that everyone's gone through and the training. I mean, I walked into the facility for the first time and all the actors were on their fists doing push-ups, relentless, just going at it. And they've been trained how to use the rapier and the broadsword, and the fighting styles that are being used in the show borrow from all over the world. So we have a more Asian fighting style for the snakes, and everything that you could possibly imagine. So it's pretty cool.
I actually did some beginner sword training at Academy Duello, which is downtown in Vancouver. There was a Groupon. And sword training is surprisingly tiresome. Having to swing a large piece of metal around for more than 30 seconds, it takes it out of you.
Well, we might have an extra spot in the show. Are you Are you feeling life?
I'm always ready.
You've got your sword at the ready.
I live with martial artists. They have a dojo in the garage.
Oh my goodness.
I'll just get training underway later today.
Well, I will tell you though, it is the danger is real. I mean, even for the actors, we go through significant safety briefings on how to do things the proper way. The first time I handled a dagger, I'm supposed to hold it to someone's throat, and I did it completely the wrong way with the blade right here, which is not how you're supposed to do it. So it's been really interesting to, get the professional perspective of how you do things for the stage to make it look realistic and exciting, but also not risk decapitating your scene partner.
Yeah, that would be truly terrible.
Yeah.
Possibly very memorable.
I think you had an interesting
actually,
fight, didn't you?
Well, I was telling you that actually in the first season of Standard Action, we had no money, and we were pretty much just doing this in our friend's garage. But I had this great idea to do a bad guy that was a mime, and so he would use mimed weapons. But of course, like the implication was that if you got hit with it, it would cut you or hurt you just as badly as if it was a real weapon.
Oh.
So we had this great sword fight between the bard and the mime, and because the bard obviously is a performer, right? And so he could almost keep up with the mime with his mimed weapons. And the thing is, as I was telling you, is I love it because it was completely safe. Because man, the thought of actors with swords, it's like you turn your back and 30 seconds later they're like waving it in the air and threatening people with it and decapitating people.
Well, I think I could probably handle a mimed lightsaber fight. It would probably be like this.
So you think you could handle a mimed lightsaber battle?
Yeah, I think it would be like like this, and we'd be probably my sword is a lot longer than yours, I would think.
I don't know about that. Hey now, you don't say that about a man. Those are fight words. That's just mean.
Sorry, I'm just overconfident because of my 5 weeks of training, I'll have you know.
Well, I've actually seen some pretty interesting tutorials on how to do lightsaber visual effects with dowling.
Oh, really?
Yes. You put different colored tape every 2 inches, and that allows you to do the motion tracking really well.
Huh. Too bad can we do that in post?
Yeah, that's all post. Actually, one of the people in the new Star Wars trilogy, not the latest one, but the slightly older one, apparently a lot of the actors were making their own sound effects, and they actually had to
tell them to
talk
stop.
by the director. Yeah, no, making your own sound effects is a bit of a no-no.
Yes. Okay, I'll stop.
So, Jenny, you got in on your own gumption to this live performance theater. Let's talk a little more about your background. Like, you're a dancer and you're a dance teacher.
Yes, I'm a choreographer. I'm a dance choreographer. I work in the city. I teach at Harbour Dance Center, and I work with the BC Lions with their dance team, and I'm sort of all over the place. So my role coming in to this was I choreographed. There's a fairly lengthy dance routine with the snakes.
Right.
And from there it erupts into a fighting scene. Mm-hmm.
So you are not only choreographing stuff, you're in it as well.
Yes. I sort of have been drawn into the into the action, which has been a lot of fun. I have to say it's been really an amazing experience working with the actors. One thing that's great about them is they always say yes. So the first day I came in, I said, let me see your back bends. How flexible are you? And they all went, okay. So that's actually one of the features that we use in the routine. There's we create sort of a living snake type thing, which is really cool. So yeah, really talented actresses that I have the opportunity to work with.
So speculative. If you could make your own production like this, if you had somebody who was going to do all the organizing and the tough work and the financing, what would you do? Would you do another fantasy production? What would you want to do?
Oh, I would do exactly what we're doing now, but I would probably have it in a high croft mansion, or there was somewhere we actually had like a legit castle.
Yes.
And do an interactive thing. So from the moment the guest
theater
walks in, although I will say our show is interactive. You can expect to be assigned a house. It's either Lannister or Stark. There's audience participation. You may get drawn into the action at some point. So it is really interactive. But probably if I had my way and I had an unlimited budget, I would fly everyone to Greece or somewhere and rent a castle. But
that sounds super exciting. I love interactive theater. I'm a really big fan of it. I think those plays are the coolest. Thanks for joining us. If you have any drunken comments you want to make about Game of Thrones or improv shows, or if you managed to make it out to the show in Vancouver and you want to leave some awesome comments about it, leave some below and drink along with us. Thanks for joining us on Between Two Pints. All right, I guess we're going to do the Hodor part now.
Okay.
Dramatic scene only in Hodor.
Okay.
Hodor.
Hodor, Hodor, Hodor.
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 Hodor, Hodor.
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 Hodor, Hodor.
Hodor.
Alright, I gotta take this eye patch off. It's killing me. Oh my god. It was so hard to concentrate. Oh, it was like digging into my eyeball.